What's going on, traders? Welcome to this week's Forex forecast. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to check out the Patreon or the YouTube membership for my daily chart analysis. I hope to see you there. Alright, first we're going to start off with the US dollar, and I do apologize this week. I have not included the call reports due to I had to make this video a little earlier than they were released, so I do apologize for that. But right away, hopping into the US dollar, we're reacting off this weekly area of supply here, but we're also in this daily area of demand. So it's been very difficult to predict, where these markets are going to go because, weekly supply is more stronger than this daily area of demand here, right? So, but it is looking like this daily demand might actually push price a little higher into this monthly area of supply in the dollar. So we could actually see this weekly zone break, peak right above that, maybe trap all of these retail traders that are trading this as some sort of resistance, and then we could see the push down. But right now, it's very difficult to predict, exactly where the DXY is headed. All right, looking at the Euro USD, basically the opposite of the DXY here. We're in this weekly area of demand. I'm kind of looking for longs, but at the same time, like I talked about on the DXY, we could actually see this weekly demand get broken. But ultimately, if we do get in long, looking at this weekly chart, we could target easily 1.20891. I think that is, that's a daily area of demand. If you come to a daily chart here, we are at this overall tested area of demand right here. It's been tested once back here at the start, twice here pretty deep, so I do expect this zone, to break eventually, right? So I think that if it comes down and hits that zone now, it will break, and there's really nothing fresh on the daily time frame until down here at 1.4644. So I could see the euro do that. I don't really want to be shorting right now or going long unless I get very good confirmation. So if you're a day trader, there is a 4-hour area of supply right here. You can look in here for 15-minute confirmation. I know a lot of you guys are day traders, so I'm trying in my weekly forecast to, point out more day trading setups. So mark this area on your supply zone, or, you could join the Patreon membership or the YouTube membership. Links are in the description. You can get all of my chart analysis daily for only $5 CAD per month. So definitely check that out. It can definitely help you with, setups like this. Where you'll be tracking all my zones, and let's say that price breaks this 4-hour demand down here, well then I will have a zone that I will mark out, and then the Patreon members will get that zone as well, and then it helps them look for confirmation, and they seem to be liking it. So definitely check that out. Links are in the description, but for now I'd mark that supply zone out, maybe look for confirmation, or maybe look inside of this demand in this area and look for a nice 15-minute setup. But if you do get in long here, I would take profits somewhat early because I don't really trust. All right, on to the Aussie dollar, Aussie USD. First of all, I want to look at the weekly chart because this is where I look to see all the profit margin. And the profit margin to me is all the way down here at about 7. You could basically say 0.715. So we could see price go down in there. So keep an eye out for that. Looking at the daily chart, we are in this fresh area of demand, or it was fresh, but now we have reacted off of it. So if price does come down here again, I would expect it to drop. So I wouldn't bother looking for confirmation in here. So as far as my trading time frame setups, there's really nothing for me in here. But if you're a day trader, I'm looking at a couple zones right now. We have a nice 4-hour area of supply here. It's not amazing. It's kind of, we're kind of looking at this choppy area of price action here, so it's not the highest probability. So if you do want to look for confirmation in these little 4-hour zones here, definitely only look for like a 2-to-1 max, I would think, in my opinion. So there's this 4-hour zone right here at 0.73863, and there's also this 1-hour area of supply that is not quality at all. As you can see, I didn't even include this wick in the drawing because I don't want to do that. So this is not very quality, but technically you could look for 5-minute confirmation in there. But to me, it's just very risky. It's really not even worth it to look in there. But you do you. I'm just basically pointing out little day trading areas that you guys can look at. All right, looking at the British pound, the weekly chart here, it's looking like price really wants to go up to this weekly area of supply, where, to be honest, I will look for some sort of 4-hour confirmation for a 3-to-1 trade. But in the meantime, it looks like we are going to go up to there. So what I'm personally waiting for in my time frames, the way that I trade and the time frames that I trade on, I'm waiting for this daily demand to be hit right here, where I will look for 1 hour confirmation inside of there for a price move up to here. So, you know, let's say we get in like on a 1 hour time frame, the risk to reward would be smaller, something like this. You know, the risk to reward to that daily supply, this is a 6-to-1 possibility for a trade. So in my opinion, it's worth, whenever I see high risk to reward like that based on profit targets, it's always worth the risk of my capital, in my opinion. So that's what I'm personally waiting for. For you day traders out there, let's take a look at the 4 hour chart. I really don't see much. I actually might even look in this area of demand here for some sort of 15-minute confirmation in this 4 hour area of demand. As far as supply goes for confirmation, you already had this supply hit, so if you got a confirmation trade in there, good for you. But for now, I don't really see much on the 4 hour. I would just wait for that 4 hour demand to be hit. Maybe you could look for 15-minute confirmation in there. If we go to the 1 hour, you know, it's a very similar picture as the 4 hour. We have tested supply up here, fresh demand down here. So maybe mark these zones out, or, you know, join the Patreon membership or the YouTube membership if you want all these zones live or whatever. But that's what I'm seeing on the British pound for now. All right, on to the Japanese yen, USDJPY. We are contacting this daily area of supply again. We've had almost 3 supply zones created right here, so I don't like this area for shorts at all, to be quite honest. I think that too many people are probably going to be shorting in this area, so I have absolutely no interest in shorting here. Not really super eager to go long, but I will show a little day trading potential setup after we look at this daily chart. But you know, it is safer to look for longs once all this supply is removed. But you know, if you want to get risky, which I will get a little risky sometimes. Sorry about that noise if that was a loud noise. But if you want to get a little risky, there are a couple little setups down here on the 4 hour chart here. If you come up here, if you look at the 4 hour time frame, we have a beautiful 4 hour supply or demand zone right here. So I'm actually going to set an alert right here right now, like that. And basically when I get this alert, I will open up my chart and I will look for 15-minute confirmation in here for move to the upside. And this is something that I would probably look for a 3-to-1 trade in, especially on a 15-minute time frame. I think that's completely fine. So definitely keep an eye on this 4 hour demand zone if you're a day trader. I've been looking to get into more day tradings lately. So I'm constantly trying to look for these setups. Sometimes they don't even come, but it is what it is. I'm interested in that area. If you come to a 1 hour chart, it's a pretty similar spot. I'm not sure where this is at on the 4 hour. It's right in the same area, so it's probably just safer to look for that 15-minute confirmation in there. So that's what I'm seeing on the Japanese yen. But like I said, just have caution. We are at this daily area of all this supply. And not only that, we are at a weekly and monthly area of supply, but it doesn't mean that you can't get it, a little, if you come to the 4 hour chart, doesn't mean that we can't see something like this even happen. Like this, we get our 3-to-1 on the 15-minute and like that, but we're already out. So that's what I'm seeing on the Japanese yen. All right, on to the USDCAD. I talked about how last week we are reacting off of this weekly and monthly area of supply up here. But if you look at the daily charts, really just not much is going on. We're just kind of sitting in the middle here. So the probability of trading in this area is not the best. You really want to be trading at the extremes, especially if you're new. So I would, if you're new, I would potentially just wait for either supply or demand to be hit, because it's kind of difficult to guess exactly where price is going right now. If you look at a 4 hour chart, it's kind of similar. We are on some sort of 4 hour uptrend, in my opinion. It's sideways / uptrend. It's really, it's really up to you and how you look at trend. But in my opinion, we are sideways / uptrend. So, if you're a day trader, there's a 4 hour area of demand here. You can easily look for a 15-minute setup. But, based on that daily chart, this is why it's important to use top-down analysis. Based on that daily chart, in my opinion, it'd be safer to if you do get in, say price comes down to this 4 hour area of demand, price comes in here, you get 15-minute confirmation, you're in. Just look for a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 maybe. Don't look for anything huge. Even like 2-to-1 I think is decent enough based on that daily chart. So if you're a day trader, that's the zone you should be looking at. As far as supply, there is some supply up here that I was interested in before. I guess I'd still be interested in it, so I will actually make an alert there, and I'm going to put an alert there as well. So that's what I'm seeing on the USDCAD. Two little zones to look for confirmation in. All right, on to the Swiss franc USDCHF. This is just something I have not been interested in at all, and I haven't been checking this chart at all for setups. I've literally just been marking out the zones for the Patreon members or the YouTube members for my chart analysis to see if they want to look for it, but I have no interest in this. I guess I'd look for a short up here, but demand down here is very weak in my opinion. It's not the best demand on the weekly chart, and even the daily chart. We basically couldn't even contact this demand, so there's clearly a lot of demand down there. I don't really have interest in that anymore, but this daily chart, we're kind of just we're trading sideways, so it's really not the optimal time to be entering on 1 hour time frames or anything. But like I said, I know a lot of you guys are day traders, so look for confirmation in here. I think that would be fine. So if you want to look for 15-minute confirmation, you want to enter on a 15-minute chart. We are, sorry about that. We are basically at this 4-hour area of supply right here. So essentially what you could be doing is going down to a 15-minute time frame and then looking for confirmation. Let me just try to find something for you guys right now just to kind of show you what I'd be looking for. I would be looking for a couple of these zones to be removed, something like that, and then maybe hop in short for a 15-minute confirmation trade. Other than that, I don't really like it. I don't even really like this whole 4-hour supply zone, but it is what it is. If you're a day trader, it's fine to be looking in here. And then there's actually this demand zone right down here at 0.90830 that you could also look for a 15-minute confirmation in here. But based on that daily trend and how the daily chart looks, and the weekly, if you do get in short on here or long down here, just don't look for a huge move. It's not the time to be looking for 7 to 1s, 8 to 1s. It's a time to be looking for 1 to 1s, 2 to 1s, maybe 3 to 1s. In these situations. So that's what I'd be doing on USD Swiss. All right, on to gold. As you can see, gold has really taken a significant drop lately, and in my opinion, that's because the weekly supply was in control. But keep in mind, we are at 1 month just 1 month area of demand here that's tested, but technically selling gold right now might not be the best on higher time frames, but if you're in the lower time frames, then it's completely different. Looking at this daily chart, we talked about how it's I said it's difficult to see where it's going, but I could see it going up to here. Clearly, we didn't get that. That was kind of disappointing. So it's kind of looking like we're headed back down right now. We have not made a new low from here yet, so that's something that I will be watching. Because if we get that new low, we'll have a very nice daily downtrend, and then I'll actually feel comfortable shorting gold with targets to I'm going to make my target line right now. My target for gold, if I get in short, would basically be right at this area of demand right here. So I'm going to sync that to all my charts so I can see. So that would be a good target for shorts on gold if you can get in short. It's decent. If you're a day trader, we have a nice 4-hour area of supply right up here that I'm going to be marking right now. So I basically just set my alert right there. So if price pushes up to here, I will be looking for 15-minute confirmation in there, and that price target's all the way down here. So a lot of profit potential, but there is some 4-hour area of demand down here that we will have to get through before there. So it might actually be best to actually take profit right before there. So like I said, there's a couple day trading possibilities in there. Even right here on the 1-hour chart, if you like to enter on a 5-minute time frame, well then here is your curve right here. We have a 1-hour area of supply right here, so you could look for a 5-minute confirmation in there. And then as for demand, we have a pretty much fresh area of 1-hour demand right here, so you could look for a 5-minute confirmation in here. But if you do get that, like I said, with a lot of these pairs, maybe take profit a little early. Maybe only look for 2 to 1, 1 to 1, because it's very difficult to tell where gold's going to go unless it makes that new low on the daily chart, like I said. So it might be a good idea for you guys to mark out this low right here with a line, and then see when it breaks. Maybe you can set an alert on the trend line or something like that to see when we get a new low on that daily chart. All right, looking at crude oil. This is one I've been watching all week. It's been very interesting. We're on this very strong weekly uptrend. I ended up breaking even on that long trade, but that's fine with me. The risk reward was so big that I didn't mind losing nothing, breaking even. So it is what it is. This weekly area of supply is still holding, so it's very it's showing that it is very strong. If you look at the daily chart here, we are almost contacting this daily area of demand, which I don't even think is really that great. So I'm not really interested in that. If you go to a 4-hour chart, there's really not much for day trading. I'm very bummed out. Basically today I was a little busy, and I found this 15-minute confirmation trade right here like this. Had my order in. I think it was 3 cents away. I was with my buddy, so I actually told him he has a Forex account too, and I said I'm placing an order here if you're interested. And he also placed an order here, and we were watching it wick up. It was like 3 cents away. Missed it. Our take profit would have been smashed too. So that was very, very disappointing. But it is what it is. It happens sometimes. So as far as your day trading zones go, there really is not much on here. But ultimately, I think looking for shorts is completely fine right now. And your target, in my opinion, would be before this weekly area of demand. So maybe 65, or sorry, maybe just 66 on the dot, I think would be the safest bet to take profit on shorts. So I'm actually looking for shorts, and then I'm actually looking to get in long a little bit lower. So right now, I'm just kind of watching this on the 4-hour and the 1-hour, and then I'm basically going to be hopping down to a 15-minute time frame. I will probably take a trade outside my higher time frame if this 1-hour trend continues down by making a new low. So I will be watching that like that to see when that 1-hour makes a new low, and then I can enter on outside of my higher time frame. But as of now, if you're a day trader looking for confirmation in these zones, this is really the only spot right up here where it might be decent to actually look for some sort of 5-minute confirmation. Alright everyone, thanks again for watching this week's Forex forecast. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well if you don't mind. I really appreciate all the support. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're looking at this week, and maybe we can get in touch and you can send me a chart and let me know what you're looking at. I always like looking at charts. So with that being said, let's have a great trading week and let's make some money. Cheers.